Oh, man. We're locked into some Thanksgiving casseroles. Oh, God. French onion green bean casserole? That sounds terrible. We are the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I like green bean casserole, especially if you crumble up some bacon on the top of it. Oh, man. Pair it with a little... What are we thinking? Tempranillo. Yeah, I think that would be good. Good morning. Welcome in. We are the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Another breakfast beer I was thinking about is Key City Moonchild. Now, that's a breakfast beer. Key City Moonchild. Key City, straight out of Vicksburg. Delicious beer. Of course, the Mississippi Queen and Mi Vida, there's still a little bit of that out because I was somewhere. Remember where I was the last few days. Been bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah, I feel you.
I had a Key City Mi Vida. It's Mi Vida. It's their Mexican lager. But where was I? Oh, I went to Saltines.
Oh, you came on down to the Fondren district.
Yeah, so I went to the station on Saturday.
Solid.
I was down in Belhaven for a minute, and I went to the station in Fondren to check out their game day because we talk about Highball Lane. The station in Fondren has the huge TV in the green space. I wanted to see what was going on. Had a great vibe, all these young couples, kids, and then just single people bouncing around. They had the game on. It was our games on. It was awesome. People were ordering pizzas, and they have that big pizza oven. The station in Fondren, green space, huge stage, and big screen TV, and then they've got all the outdoor area that you can sit, and of course it's all blocked in, so it's great. The station in Fondren. So I went to Saltines, and that's where I had a Mi Vida. Yep,
Solid place.
Key City, and they were kind enough. Somebody had ordered something. They dropped some lobster rolls on me. That I didn't order. I was solo. So I was kind of working my way back to Madison.
Okay.
But I wanted to check out the station in Fondren on a game day, which was epic. I got some video, by the way.
Nice.
And then I said, okay, I'm going to stop by here. And I don't go to Saltines often. And I just, I should, but I can't make it everywhere. Okay. And I saw my buddy, Zach Barrett.
Yeah.
Who's the general manager there.
Zach's great.
He's an awesome guy. He's come in here and made drinks for us.
Yes.
And somebody over-ordered or something, and they dropped some lobster rolls on me, and they were and I was starving. I had not had anything to eat all morning.
It's good people.
And afternoon. By then, it was like 1 o'clock, and I eat before 1. It was great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look.
It was great.
On
Very
the right
happy.
Day, man, look, the right day, right at the time out there. It feels nice out there on their little back patio.
Okay, so people were sitting outside.
Oh, it was perfect yesterday.
Yeah, on Saturday because the weather was great. It was awesome.
Oh, that's a,
And then I made my way back to the lake and set up my TV outside, lit a cigar from Spring Street Cigars in Hattiesburg, and chilled out. And there were 3 great games. I didn't know that Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and LSU, Florida were going to be like that.
I like that.
So it took me all the way through the evening, and it was a good day, and then the NFL was nuts. But that was my day.
Man.
How'd that sound? Did you go anywhere on Saturday? Like a restaurant or bar? Because I hit a bunch of places. I was with NFL Chuck Mullins. NFL Chuck, Cleveland Browns superfan. That's okay. You can't come up with anything.
I have no idea what
I mean, you just totally...
I have no idea what I did Saturday.
I know.
I went to Chili's on Sunday.
That's a Jason Price move.
Chili's is good.
Jason used to go on Sundays.
I can dig.
Did you go to the one in Madison?
I did not. I was in Petal.
Oh, you were down seeing your mom.
Down seeing my mother. Yeah.
Okay.
She broke her foot, so I got to help.
Is she
her
okay?
Out. She broke her foot.
She's a sweet lady.
She's
to deal with you.
That is a tall task.
Okay.
But
you didn't tell me that. So you went down to see her, and you went to Chili's. I didn't know there was a Chili's in Petal.
Oh, dude, Petal. That's got to be the top 3 restaurant in Petal.
Yeah. Would you smash a cheeseburger or wings?
Oh, man, it was some kind of brisket quesadilla.
Really?
Now, that thing was good.
All right, let's discuss Mississippi College. They're dropping their football program and going to what? Mississippi Christian?
Mississippi Christian. That's
okay.
Not very brisket quesadilla.
We have some people who are upset that they're dropping their football program. I saw their coach post yesterday about it, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a reason. Look, man, at schools like that, it's got to be hard. I don't even know what you have in a football program at that level. $2 million, maybe I would think is minimum it takes to probably roll out that program, or at least $1 million. It's got to be $1 million-ish. Because you got to pay the head coach and some assistants, and then you got to have insurance and equipment and make sure the field. So I think I don't see how you do it for $1.5 million. Well, and then you got travel. No, it's got to be $2 million. $1.5 million minimum on a bare bones budget.
Yeah, they ain't making
what do you
that
think?
back.
Yeah, so it's I can't remember the donor, the family that which is wonderful, made the huge gift that allows basically every Mississippi kid that wants to go to Mississippi College goes for free.
Cool.
I don't remember which family that was, but
so cool.
They evidently their board of trustees, I'm guessing here, is a private school, Baptist affiliated. They decided that, whatever that number is, 1.2, 1.5, 1.7, 2 million, 2.4 million, I don't know.
Right.
Whatever that number is, we're not going to do it anymore. For me, Mississippi College growing up, I went to Mike Jones basketball camp my whole life.
Man, what? Mike Jones.
He's been good to me. Legendary coach. Yeah, their gym is fun. We loved going over there and spend the night. We'd always go to the Mississippi State basketball camp. Always went to the Mississippi College basketball camp. And went to Alpine, which wasn't a basketball camp, but it was fun.
Forget about that.
Yeah. You had to go to Strong River. But anyway, back to sports in Mississippi College. Campus was cool. Had a great time. He won a ton of games, ton of championships.
Golly.
They've been good in baseball. They won a national championship in football in 88 or 9. What was that guy's name? John Williams, maybe, was the coach. Something, John something, Williams something. But they're doing away with they're changing their name, but they're keeping the MC.
They are. I like the MC.
But they're changing their name, so I wish them the best. I went out and spoke to their to some business students 2 weeks ago at Mississippi College. I had a blast. Very impressed by their students. The question, you always know what you're dealing with after you run your mouth, and the questions that you get.
Right.
And the questions were awesome. And I just told our story on starting sports talk radio, but more importantly, sports marketing, the digital component, the fact that, you've got to have big streaming numbers on your show and podcast numbers and so on. And we talked content and storytelling and booking interviews and everything else. Are we out? Okay. Yeah, but I had a great time speaking, and campus is beautiful. I don't get out there often, but I think I parked over there by 303.
Nice,
because that's where the business school is. Is that right? I think that's it. Right.
That's right.
And actually, when I parked, I could see the baseball field and football field, or the football field. Yeah.
Football field.
But I wish them the best, and that's all I know. I'm sure the coach is upset, the players, and so on.
Yeah.
And I hate it for them, and I hope they find another spot to play football. But I had a great time on the campus 2 weeks ago. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're brought to you by the Armory, Lake Harbor, and Ridgeland. Mike Detillier next. Jackson Meadows, who is straight funk on this show, producer of the show, among other things, he let the Out of Bounds show down. One, he was the Northeast Jackson kickball commissioner, which was impressive considering they actually had the season in the league. But his team lost last night in the semifinals. And Patrick Avalon and the F. Jones crew boat raced them once again, and so they're back-to-back champs. And Meadows did not take that out-of-bounds magic and become a champion. So we're somewhat disappointed in straight funk, but we'll figure it out. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're brought to you by the Armory, Lake Harbor and Ridgeland, for all your firearms, optics, and suppressors. The Armory, Lake Harbor in Ridgeland, in front of Kroger. Speaking of people who may be upset, LSU fans. LSU goes down to Florida, and they lose. And Billy Napier, give him credit. He comes up with an offensive game plan for DJ Lagway, and Lagway's basically on one hamstring or one leg, and he didn't have one rushing attempt because this dude can move when he's 100%. He's going to be a phenomenal player. But he built an offensive game plan around Lagway, and they also ran the football, and Florida's defensive line was nasty, and they outscored them 14-3 in the fourth quarter. So we welcome in Mr. New Orleans, Mr. Louisiana, Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. Mike D joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Brian Kelly's not going anywhere because he's got like $1 billion on his contract. However, people are getting upset. Mike, what was the temperature like on your – I know the Saints won, but what was the temperature like on your show towards LSU yesterday?
It was sort of red hot. You have no idea what LSU team shows up week to week. And every week it's a different chapter. LSU dominated time of possession, total yards. They moved the football up and down the field. They could not score touchdowns. Just couldn't. And that has been an issue all season long, especially in the red zone. But when watching the game, they were able to move the football. It's probably the best rushing attack they've had all year long in being able to run the football. And, again, at critical times, not being able to make the big play to get them a touchdown. So there's a lot of frustration on what's happening here. And then the big run late by the freshman running back for Florida sort of sealed the deal for them. Again, it was a winnable game for LSU. Let it slip through their fingers. And this isn't a good football team right now. Bottom line, they're not very good. And it's just shocking to me that events had them beat South Carolina on the road in a game which South Carolina jumped all over them. And then against Ole Miss, the only time they had the lead was when they won the game. So it's been a crazy season for LSU. I think the coaching staff and Brian Kelly are, telling the national people, well, we don't have enough personnel. Well, my thing is, you 3 years into it, this is your team. Whose fault is that? It's your fault.
That's right.
And so don't point fingers at somebody else. This is your fault. This is your team. And I think the early misses in the transfer portal have really kind of hurt this football team quite a bit. And at defensive line and also in the secondary, where that's some major holes on this football team. They can't run the ball consistently well. Last year it was sort of masked because you had Jaden Daniels. Okay, Jaden rushed for over 1,100 yards last year.
Wow.
A lot of that was impromptu. Jaden took off. It was like, here we go. And go catch him, and good luck. but their lack of physicality, offensive, defensive line, to me is shocking. Just shocking that they have not been able to move people off the line of scrimmage. And that is something that if you go back to all Brian Kelly's teams, wherever he's coached, he's known for that physicality up front with offensive, defensive lines. Has not worked here. Everybody's pointing the finger at Garrett Nussmeier. My thing is you got not a lot of running game.
Right.
Teams are scheming to take him out, and so he's got some difficulties. And, man, I always say this, I think it applies to the Saints too. When you're not good at center, you expose a lot of things. LSU lost a veteran center. They have a redshirt freshman in DJ Chester who has never played center before in there. And right now he is really struggling. And you got open guys coming in. I mean, they are coming in through the middle, and Florida at least 3 times had open shots at Nussmeier that he was running for his life. So both the heat is turned up, and Brian has no one to blame but himself. This is his team. He built it, and it'll be interesting to see. They have, I think right now, I think it's still the number 1 rated recruiting class for 2025. Can he keep that intact at this point? And, you know, that would certainly help. But this team has to go out in the transfer portal and get them a couple of really good defensive tackles and also help at cornerback. Because if not, we're going to be talking about the same thing next year.
Ooh, that'd be year 4. And LSU's going to be ready to go, ready to go to the college football playoff, especially as they see, you know, Ole Miss go and Bama and Georgia if things hold. He's Mike Detillier, LSU insider. He's got his finger on the pulse with the Saints and LSU. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line, and you're listening to ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Can Bo Davis and I assume Frank Wilson and a couple, I mean, can they bail Brian Kelly out of this through the portal and like you said, hold this high school recruiting and get, I mean, are you confident they can get this thing done in the offseason, Mike D?
Yeah, I really believe that. I think they can ride this ship. But you know, Brian had always pointed toward year 3. And he had looked at other times in his career where year 3 was the breakout year for his teams. Has not happened this year at all. And but you got some great recruiters on that staff now, from Blake Baker to Bo Davis, as you pointed out, Corey Raymond, the secondary coach, Joe Sloan, their quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. He's also an outstanding recruiter. So I think the part is there. And I'll just use a Nick Saban line that he used to say when he was down here and doing different junkets. It's all about recruit and develop. A lot of people can recruit. Can you develop those players? And that's something Brian Kelly's got to do a better job at, and his staff has to do a better job at. But here would be the crazy thing. You talk about LSU fans would be some tick. And it would be a long shot. But what happens if Tulane gets into the top 12?
Oh, John Summerall.
In year 1 with John Summerall, that now it's a long shot, but there's still that possibility that if Tulane can run the table and can win the conference, that they would be in the top 12 and LSU wouldn't in year 3 of Brian Kelly, year 1 of John Summerall.
Ooh, that will not sit well over Christmas holidays in the Bayou, as you like to say, Mike D.
No, it won't. No, it won't. It will sit well with Tulane fans, but it won't sit well with LSU fans. That I can tell you. And, you know, people don't believe this, but I'll go to my grave believing this. They got more LSU fans in the city of New Orleans than they have Saints fans.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. They have more LSU fans in the city of New Orleans than they have Saints fans.
Mm. Wow. Tulane beats Army, and they can stay clean. Mike D just threw out LSU's worst nightmare. Tulane, the little private school. Willie Fritz leaves them. John Summerall comes in and may drive them to the college football playoff. Holy smokes, Mike D. Dang.
Yeah, that would be really something. And, man, that would be interesting because, man, you talk about the heat really turned up next year. That Coach Summerall, and, man, listen, we fortunate. I have him on today. It's Tulane Tuesday on WWL. And
I love
John,
it.
He's super to have on. You know, some coaches are a pain in the butt. You can't get them to say anything.
Yes.
One thing with Coach Summerall, man, he's good. You get him on the air, he tells you the truth. And I laughed with him 2 weeks ago. They were playing Temple, so I said, Coach, kind of tell me, just think of the strengths of Temple's football team. And don't tell me they're good. And, I mean, he burst out laughing. He gave a little scenario, but it was real short. And they ended up torching them. But their defense has only given up 9 points the last 3 games. 9 defensively that's what they've given up the last 3 games. And those
wow.
are really, really playing well. They got a big game certainly against Memphis, and they end the conference championship game. They would play Army, and again, you would need a little help to get in, but it's not far-fetched. They could sneak in there. Man, LSU fans would be irate that occurred.
Oh, man. Okay. Mike D on the Out of Bounds Show. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. We'll see what LSU does. They've got all the money. They got the brand. They got the money. Players flock to their program. They start off on third base. I believe I said this, Mike D, yesterday. I've said it a couple of times in the last probably couple of years, but I believe if there's any program in the 2000s that has boomed and grown as far as their brand more than anybody else in college football, and it was because of the guy you named earlier, it's LSU. Because, what Saban did, the model he put in place, Miles kept it. He at least used that model. So did Eddie O. I don't think there's another college football program that has grown their brand at the level that LSU has. And there's been some others, Clemson and others have had success, but I just don't believe it at the LSU level. And this, Mike D, y'all start out with about automatic, like 17, 18 kids in a class that are just going to come to LSU out of Louisiana. Do guys that can just flat out play. And then you just kind of fill in from around the country. So you're a powerhouse, national brand, and people they're not going to be okay with 8-4, Mike D. They're just not,
No, they're not. They're not. And Drew Brees said it best. He helped coach Purdue in that bowl game a couple years back. And so I got to talk to him. We did a pickleball tournament. And I said, man, how about that talent on LSU? And he looked at me and said, Mike, LSU got dudes. It's just the way he said it. Man, LSU got dudes. And he said, it's unreal, the talent and the speed on that football team. And so you're right. They're not going to accept 8-4. They're just not going to do it. And so that's a lot of pressure, but not only just in football. Bo, in the 2000s, when you think about LSU baseball, Skip Bertman and now Jay Johnson, what they've done. Basketball, not quite as much, but women's basketball, Kim Mulkey. Their track and field programs have been unbelievable. They had 3 winners in the Olympics on that track and field program. You think about women's gymnastics. They were college champs this year. That brand. And look at Paul Skeens, Livy Dunn, Angel Reese. And now we're not even talking about football.
Right. Burrow,
What a
Chase,
Justin
Jefferson.
What a Jamar
Golly.
Chase. What a Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. I can go on and on. Look what has happened in the last 20, 25 years here at LSU. We are living in the golden age of LSU athletics. But if football is sort of trailing the field, and Kim Mulkey just signed the #1 rated recruiting class in women's college basketball. And I think Matt McMahon will change things.
He will.
Again, anytime you lose a coach, especially like Will Wade, you got a situation where you're going to start from zero. Guys are going to leave. And I think Matt's done a good job. He's got some good recruits in here, and I think they got a pretty good ball club this year. So there's a lot of pressure when you come here, not just to win. They want to win championships. We're not talking about going to the Pop-Tarts Bowl here, okay? Now, I wouldn't mind the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but just kidding on that. But, man, that's not what they're going to accept. They want you to be in the top 12 and play for a national championship. And I think most people thought that they had a shot this year. And then you look at the SEC, the big question mark is which teams are not going to play in that top 12.
Right.
But right now, you look at Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama. Would they put 4 teams in from the SEC? Will they do that? Be hard not to if everybody wins out. Be hard not to.
Well,
and then what happens, with A&M? What
right.
happens to Tennessee? They left out completely.
Mike D, you watched Florida and LSU last week, so this is perfect for you to give us a preview on Ole Miss at Florida. Now, Ole Miss is the better team, and they're the overwhelming favorite, but you got to go on the road to a Florida team that's playing better. Ole Miss 10.5-point favorites. Do you give Florida a shot on Saturday in Gainesville?
Ole Miss is going to truck them from one end to the other. They don't cover well. Man, they play off coverage. Man, you got to take advantage of that. They'll have a healthy Trey Harris in the lineup. Defensively, their offensive line is not very good on the edges. I think they're pretty good in the interior. But off the edges, Ole Miss is going to get after them. Boy, I'm just telling you. It's going to be a totally different game than when they played against LSU. I expect Ole Miss to win, and they'll win by 2 touchdowns or more.
Mike D has a blowout in Gainesville on Saturday. Ole Miss going to Florida, and it's 10.5 right now. Mike D, I think, says lay the points and enjoy yourself this weekend. Okay, so let's see. You know who I think's on upset alert this weekend is A&M going to Auburn. I know Auburn's not that good, but this is typical Hugh Freeze. Now, DJ Durkin's done a good job with that defense, Mike D. And should A&M win? Yes, but the line's 2.5. I'm telling you, A&M should be on upset alert and be careful going into Auburn. What do you think?
I got to see it to believe it. Can they score enough points? And I think that's the big question mark. I think their defense will hang in there. But, man, just when you think maybe something good's going to happen to Auburn, it doesn't. And Mike Elko's a really good coach. And they don't mind playing small ball against you. But A&M's got dudes, too. Oh, my goodness.
True.
I mean, they got guys that can run, and they can play a little power game with you, too, offensively. I don't know if Auburn can match point for point. I see where you're going with this. I really do. But I don't know that Auburn can match point for point what A&M can put on the board. But Vegas is telling you something. This is not a really good Auburn team, and it's 2.5. They're kind of telling you exactly what you think. that this might be a lot closer game than I think the average, person gives them credit for. But Auburn's going to have to score points in this game, and they've struggled in that category this year. And it all has to, revolve around the quarterback position. And Reed has really taken over at A&M.
Yeah.
And is he a great athlete? And he's a lot better passer than people give him credit for. People talk about his running skills, but he can throw the football pretty well too. I see where you're going. It would not be a game I'd like to play because I don't trust Auburn. I don't trust them at this stage that they can match that kind of point total that I think A&M can put on them.
Yeah. I think maybe first one to 20. I kind of agree with you, Mike D. 20-17, first one to 20. Mike D, have a great week. It's Tulane Tuesday. John Summerall is on fire. And Mike Detillier, WWL Radio this afternoon. And they'll be going through LSU, Tulane, and the Saints, among other topics. Mike D, we appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Bo. Appreciate it.
Mike D on the Out of Bounds show.
It ain't bragging if you can back it up.
That's right. Tulane. That's what I'm saying, Jackson Meadows.
It ain't bragging if you can back it up. Yeah, you damn right.
Tulane Green Wave to the college football playoff.
It ain't bragging if you can back it up.
I mean,
he has the biggest bark and the biggest bite.
That'd be John Summerall. John Summerall, is he the best coach in South Louisiana? Brian Kelly's got to get this thing figured out. Now, their recruiting class is awesome. Is LSU capable of going and getting 6 to 8 players in the portal? Absolutely. When their alums get motivated, it's on. Brian was one of those guys who took some shots at the portal last year, and now it's coming back to bite him. So he's got to sprinkle a few players. They're LSU, so they don't have to go get 20, 15, 20, 22, 23 players. But you got to find 2 to 4 on offense, 2 to 4 on defense, and then they'll sign a top 10 class, and we'll see if they can get it done. Straight Funk. We are the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Sound and Communications, soundcomav.com. And they're currently working on the sound system at Reed Green Coliseum for Southern Miss. They did a 20-foot video wall at the Army Corps of Engineers in Vicksburg. Do you need a video wall for your business, your school, your university? It's powered by Sound and Communications. SoundComAV.com. SoundComAV.com. Sound and Communications.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 9 a.m. and this ain't no K show. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
All aboard!
As Mississippi's #1 morning show rolls on the Zone 105.9 and online at thezone1059.com.
Big, tall drink of water, quarterback can really hum it downfield. I stick him the middle finger. There's no way I'm doing that.
Woo! We are the Out of Bounds Show. Good morning, good morning. We need an Out of Bounds roll call. We're giving away a one-night stay at Pearl River Resort, the Golden Moon Hotel Casino. 2 rounds of golf to Dancing Rabbit Golf Club right here on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We need you to text us on the Mac Hike Auto Group text line, 601-885-3776. And we need you to text a couple of things. Now, are you listening on the radio or streaming the show? Where are you listening from? And what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? And some of you have given us a little bit more, like how you make it, so on. Or what do you like to pair? What beverage? What Thanksgiving beer or cocktail, or maybe just some sweet tea or lemonade. But hit us up, best one. We had a couple of really good ones earlier. And people talking about dropping turkeys, fried turkeys, and smoking briskets, and so on. So that's how you enter, and we'll pick someone to win a night at the Golden Moon, not but an hour from here, and 2 rounds of golf to Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. If you don't play golf, you can give it to someone, family member or friend, or somebody you work with. So the text line is 601-885-3776. And that's driven by Mac Hike Auto Group, any of their dealerships in the Jackson metro area. And our show is driven by your next Ford Bronco. I was there yesterday, Ford Bronco at Mac Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. Those things are sweet.
Sweet.
And I love those 4-doors and the different colors they have, driven by your next Ford Bronco at Mac Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. So, Bo Bounds, Straight Funk, is with me. What's your favorite casserole?
I don't have a favorite casserole.
Okay.
I don't even know 3 casseroles.
Okay.
I know you have a green bean casserole.
Okay.
Breakfast casserole.
Yeah, I love the breakfast casserole. I mentioned
I'm out of that.
all right, instead of bread, go with grits.
Big time.
And go with
grits.
jalapeno, Hell State jalapeno cheese. This right here says French onion green bean casserole. No, thank you.
Sounds disgusting.
We've got a home-style macaroni and cheese. That sounds great, especially if you crumble some bacon in there, or maybe have some
Cool with
pork
that.
belly or something.
Loaded mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like that. That's fine.
Corn casserole.
Cool. Oh, I do like corn casserole.
Yeah, no, that's good. Especially
I do like
with
corn
some
casserole.
Louisiana hot sauce.
I do like corn casserole.
And this one says yummy sweet potato casserole.
I do like sweet potato casserole. I forget about that.
I like it.
Okay, yeah.
This is a cranberry sausage and apple stuffing. No, thank you.
I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm passing on that. This says mom's sausage and cornbread dressing. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Dressing, sausage and cornbread dressing. I'm in. And then we have here a garlic mashed potato casserole. We are a casserole-driven Thanksgiving society.
I mean, I don't understand it. When you can go to Popeyes and get one of their turkeys. They got Popeyes turkeys, man.
No.
Oh yeah.
They do a full turkey for you?
Dang
I guess
right.
you have to order early.
It feeds 10 to 12.
Have you had one?
I have not, but I really want one. And I'm probably
It's got to be a fried turkey, right?
Yeah. With the Popeyes crust on it. Oh man. That's good.
Where did you see this?
On Popeyes app whenever I'm ordering my big box.
You order Popeyes on the Popeyes app?
Absolutely. They have the heater deals. They give you free.
Over the course of a year, how many times do you order Popeyes?
I just got that. I just got put on the app. My dad put me on the apps. But since I've had the app for 3 weeks, it's been 3 times.
So once a week.
Yeah. But Popeyes is just great. It's top notch. Oh man, the Cajun fry. Yeah, no, that's
okay.
Yeah, I'll go get me one of those turkey. $100.
$100 for a turkey?
For turkey.
Popeyes does this for Thanksgiving. I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
And then you got the app.
And then I got the app.
And we've had an awakening or an enlightening.
I would call it that. Very much so.
It's almost spiritual.
Now, I mean, if I can grab
actually,
a turkey
if you get a spicy, if you get a spicy leg from Popeyes,
I mean,
that can be kind of spiritual.
I mean, that could be pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give it I may do a review on it.
Okay, so you've gotten a puppy dog. Since the girlfriend moved in, you've gotten a puppy dog. You've got some chairs. Furniture. And you've got the Popeyes app.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think that's a win for the year. I'm not sure you need to do anything else.
I didn't plan on it.
Yeah. Okay.
I certainly didn't plan on it.
I've got garlic potatoes gratin. I like that.
I think
they're all
in it.
It's amazing. Again, I don't get hot and bothered about most any casserole except the breakfast casserole if Wendy or my mom makes it. Again, go grits instead of bread, and it's just a home run. Her friend showed it to her last year. We were in, where were we? I don't remember.
Delta.
Bahamas? Did they make it? Yeah, they made it for Christmas. We were there. And substitute grits instead of for bread is great.
That's a move.
You got, and it makes the breakfast casserole, so it's already got sausage in it. And then, Hail State jalapeno cheese.
Boom.
What else do we have here? Spinach artichoke casserole. No, what do you think?
I'm passing. I don't trust it.
Okay.
Too slimy.
It is slimy. Spinach. If you get a spinach dish. No. Now look, a lot of people will put, because we're in the South. It's already got enough butter and cream in it, but they'll put cheese on the top,
right?
And they'll brown the cheese pretty good.
That's a good point.
So you can get it crisp on the top, and then the spinach below is.
That's okay. I can buy that. I can do like 3 bites of that.
Okay. What is this? More inspiration. Do we have anything on the text line?
See, I don't know what this oyster dressing is.
Ooh, oyster dressing is excellent.
That sounds phenomenal.
It's amazing.
What do you put it on? Everything?
Yeah. What don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to put it on anything. You just eat it.
That's what. What, you just put it on some crackers or something? Or just
no, you just
squirt it in your mouth?
It's just over there on your plate.
Ah, okay.
I don't have to have crackers with, I hadn't even thought about it. Oyster, if I'm eating raw oysters at a really good restaurant,
right,
like Saltines, then I may grab a cracker. I may not.
Ooh, how many oysters do you think you can eat in one sitting? Like, can you slug them?
Yeah.
I can too.
Like I said, the Citizen down in Alice Beach, dude, their oyster bar, and they fly them in from the East and West Coast. It's beautiful.
Didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
Put out of there. Good place.
Yeah. It is. It's a cool bar, cool restaurant, but the oysters are phenomenal.
A dozen. You breeze through a dozen, right?
Easy.
2 dozen.
2 dozen.
We can mash through 2 dozen.
Yeah.
That's about all I want to do.
Yeah, then I'm good. I want to go on to something else.
Yeah.
So you and I we like some casseroles, but it's not like we live for them.
I'm certainly not going to cook one.
Well, no, I've never cooked a casserole in my life.
I don't even know what that consists of, but I don't like it.
I'm good. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Grit Training Facility. They have brand new batting cages at Grit Training Facility on Lakeland Drive. Indoor turf, outdoor turf. It's time to train. Chris Lamonis at 9:30 on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line. Oh, man. We're locked into some Thanksgiving casseroles. Oh, God. French onion green bean casserole? It sounds terrible. We are the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I like green bean casserole, especially if you crumble up some bacon on the top of it. Oh, man. Pair it with a little... What are we thinking?